Old historical photos you've never seen before. Rural mountain school in Breathitt County, Kentucky in August 1940. Washington, D.C. Sanitary Commission workers at the entrance of the Home Lodge for Invalid Soldiers in June 1863. Silver Springs, Florida, Okey-Humpkey at wharf on the Ocklawaha River in 1900. Belle Isle Park Ferry Dock, Detroit. The steamer Garland at the dock in 1905. The first American aircraft carrier, converted from a coal cargo ship, USS Langley in 1928. New York, Goose Creek, houses on the water, Jamaica Bay, Long Island in July 1910. Three professional cowgirls, Clyde Lindsay, Mildred Douglas, and Ruby Dickey, at the Miles City Roundup in Montana in 1917. Daytona Beach, Florida, Beach Street, with souvenir shops in 1906. Farmer sits near the stove, general store in Lemoyle, Iowa in October 1939. Actor James Arness filming on location for the television series Gunsmoke, photo by Morris Terrell in July 1957. Mexican Central Railway train at station by William Henry Jackson in 1890. Members of the Blackfoot tribe had the choice of any room in the hotel in New York City in 1913. Fishing boat, New England, covered in ice, British Columbia, by Leonard Frank in 1916. Detroit, Michigan, Bridge in the Woods, Belle Isle Park in 1905. James River, Virginia, Monitor USS Onondaga, Federal soldiers in rowboat in 1864. Poor women selling flowers at Covent Garden, 1877 Garden, London in 1877. Portrait of two young women by Carl Ferdinand Stelzner in 1849 D-Day. Crowd watching the newsline on the Times building at Times Square in 1944. Washington, D.C., S-Can Sons and Cumber Phonograph Department in 1919. 13-year-old sharecropper boy near Americus, Georgia, by Dorothea Lamb in 1937. Washington, D.C., Ethel Roosevelt, younger daughter of President Theodore Roosevelt in 1908. Mount Gretna, Pennsylvania, National Guard Camp, Field Music Band from Trenton, New Jersey in 1912. Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn during the filming of The African Queen in 1951. Washington, D.C., K Jewelry Co., 407 7th Street Northwest in 1919. Depicts the Maharaja of Bijawar sitting cross-legged, surrounded by servants in India in 1882. Federal picket post near Atlanta, Georgia, by George N. Barnard in 1864. Francis Sayre Jr., Baby, with Woodrow Wilson, the president and new grandson in 1915. Washington, D.C., Goodyear Blimp Enterprise at Washington Airport in April 13, 1938. Washington, D.C. Girl Sitting Alone in the Sea Grill by Esther Bublé in April 1943. New York City Donkeys in Central Park in 1904. Hot Springs, Arkansas, McLeod's Cabin, Happy Hollow in 1901. New York, south end of Bowery, Coney Island in August 1903. New York, cab stand at Madison Square in 1900. Mike Nesmith playing Frank Zappa, and Zappa playing Nesmith on a Monkees episode in 1960. 1967. Washington, D.C., Ford Motor Co., Hanlon Lincoln Hearst in 1924. Children receiving gifts dropped during the Berlin airlift in 1948. A circus girl, photographed by Frederick W. Glazier of Brockton, Massachusetts, in 1908. British soldiers eating Christmas dinner in a shell hole in December 25th, 1916. Bait cellar in Key West, Florida, by Arthur Rothstein, in January 1938. Babe Ruth, Bill Kerrigan, Jack Barry, and Vian Gregg of the Boston Red Sox in 1916. Invited guests going to Roosevelt House on foot and by carriage at Sagamore Hill in September 1908. Travelers board an aircraft in an unknown region of Africa from the Matson Photo Service in 1936. View from the Capitol at Nashville, Tennessee by George M. Barter in 1864. A Zuni Native American Girl with a Pottery Jar by Edward S. Curtis in 1903. A Jewish marketplace in Carpathian Ruthenia, Czechoslovakia in the 1930s. A pawn shop at number 15 People's Square in New York circa in 1920. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Boys Watching Letter Carriers Convention Parade in 1939. Boston, Massachusetts, Adams Square Station in 1905. Richmond, Virginia, Federal soldier guarding Whitworth, avoiding shipment in April 1965. And her dog, Mr. at a 52nd Street Jazz Club in 1939. High Street, Sheffield, after a long night of bombing in 12th December 1940. Posing by a lake circa in Sweden in 1899. A Pikes Peak prospector